the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. And coming right up, we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Looking at Minnesota, they've been looking forward to this game and have to be anxious to tip it off. They've been pretty tight-lipped about the game plan coming in, but very soon we'll find out what approach they're going to take. Guys, coaches who have moved from college to the NBA have generally had a tough time making that adjustment. But after 19 seasons at the University of Florida, Billy Donovan done pretty well in OKC, hasn't he?
Well, he got the Thunder within one game of the NBA Finals, and that's, pretty impressive. It's different team now. No KD, but he still established himself as a great coach.
He was a humble player as a coach. He came in humble. He said, how can I bring value to the team? He brought accountability, discipline, and composure.
Maybe you can take that attitude as well. Maybe you can look at this team and say, how can I bring value to the team?
Why would I do that, Ernie?
Excellent point. Here's Kevin Harlan.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Oklahoma City landed the Thunder in a fine Western Conference battle here at the Chesapeake Energy Arena. We've got some terrific NBA action in store for you today. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge joins us from the sideline. And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge down on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, we all know how hard Russell Westbrook plays every night. Coach Billy Donovan said he plays with such force and passion. He gets so intense, so competitive, so emotional, but he's doing a good job of bringing himself back together and understanding there's other guys out there depending on him. Kevin?
And that's how Russ has always been, D.A., a high-motor player who leaves it all out on the floor. Clark, assess the center position right now in the NBA. And I'm talking about elite centers and their place in the game.
Well, the center position has changed, Kevin. You don't have a lot of back-to-the-basket centers anymore. More of the big guys are stepping out and are more like stretch fours than traditional big guys. What you have in the center position now typically are rebounders and rim protectors. Not many dominant scorers on the low block.
Get a nice clean game, huh?
It'll be the Thunder off the tip. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. On the court for Minnesota, Butler teamed with Wiggins as the deadly wing duo. Gibson is the 4 with Towns in the middle, and it's Teague in at the 1. Now here's Butler, guarded closely. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
That free throw missing. Clark, at the end of last season, the Timberwolves unveiled this new logo they're sporting this season. They felt it was time for an update, and you have to say it looks pretty sharp.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, most teams in the NBA want to mix their logo up every so often to keep it modern and up to date and fresh. The Wolves have a young group and felt it was the right time to re-examine the logo, and I can't argue with them. Sometimes a little change like that can pay big dividends.
Greg, when you think about the franchises in the league that have sustained success, who are always competitive, Oklahoma City should be right there at the top.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the records for the Thunder, and their success really does speak for itself. 8 straight seasons of 500 or better basketball. Only the Spurs and Rockets can also make that claim.
Here's Westbrook following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Kicks it to Carmelo. Westbrook against Teague. Shot clock at 5. Adams with the screen on Teague. Here's Westbrook. Nice shot from the wing.
Nice to see how easy he takes over games. Makes it look elementary. I mean, that's why they feed him the rock so much.
Teague kicks to Butler. He dishes it to Wiggins. Towns a screen on George. Stolen by George. And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in.
And sometimes, you know, you don't capitalize off a good shot or a good look. Still, you got to keep letting those good looks fly.
For Oklahoma City, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Westbrook passes to Adams. There's the pick. And stolen by Wiggins. Inside, it's stolen by Anthony. And now the fast break. Westbrook with the ball, and it's George finishing it off.
Well, I tell you what, George has tremendous bounce ability. It's always fun to see him launch and throw it down.
T kicks to Gibson. Passes to Towns. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Steven Adams picks one up.
And looking at Towns and what he can do on the floor already at his age is impressive. This is a guy who's going to be a 20 and 10 player perhaps for the rest of his career. And as young as he is, I tell you, the sky is the limit.
The free throw drops for Towns. And when you look at the second year for Towns, it's comparable to other great big men in the history of the NBA. And Greg, I'm talking about players in the top 50 of all time.
Yeah, I mean, just on the sophomore season stats, he looks like he projects to be one of the all-time greats. Comparable numbers to some of the best who have ever played it. Think of these names: Hakeem, Duncan, Ewing, and the Admiral. Maybe we'll be saying Karl Anthony Towns as well.
Here's Roberson. And here's Westbrook. It's good. Westbrook's got his second bucket.
Like how confident Westbrook is close to the rim. Gets high off the ground and releases his shot quickly.
And Gibson kicks to Butler. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Towns. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. Westbrook against T. And again, it's Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 6.
And, you know, Westbrook is fearless. Likes getting deep inside and finishing around the rim and plays in attack mode all the time.
Adams against Towns. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
Perfect touch from mid-range. I mean, the subtleties of Towns' game, part of what makes him unique, his size and his skill set, and also his maturity as a young player. Very impressive.
And stolen by Wiggins. Westbrook with the block. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Wiggins. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Westbrook kicks to Anthony. Adams sets the pick for Anthony. Over Gibson. Anthony can't hit.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
Butler from outside. It's hauled in by George. The Thunder with the lead. Wiggins with some nice D.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
The kick outside to Butler. Butler missing again. Oklahoma City shooting 44% overall here in the first quarter. Anthony missing again. The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Teague with the ball. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Wiggins kicks to Butler. 6 on the shot clock. 18 feet away and he knocks it down.
Tip your hat to Butler there. A lot of respect if you're the defense. I mean, he's got a knack for making tough shots against good defense.
Now here's Westbrook. 6 points for him. Adams sets the pick for Westbrook. Off the mark and the drought continues.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And Towns gets it to go.
Terrific awareness from the savvy point guard. Jeff Teague is excellent at getting the ball to the open man.
Westbrook dishes to Anthony. Screen by Adams. Jumper off the screen. That one off the back iron and out. Minnesota leading by 3. Butler up top. Feeds to Towns. Towns sets the pick for Teague. Back to Towns. It's stolen by Adams. Here's Roberson. Defended by Butler. And Roberson kicks to Adams. Screen by Adams. Back to Westbrook. 5 to shoot. Adams sets the pick for Westbrook. Over Towns. Another miss by Westbrook.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Now Westbrook after the missed 3 from Karl Anthony Towns. To end the drought. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a 3-point play.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage. And one thing you have to say about Russell Westbrook, he is an absolute star. I mean, the type of player you can build around and win with. Just the total package on the offensive end of the floor.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Hustis is checked in for Anthony. Grant comes in for George. And it's Felton in for Andre Robertson. The numbers Westbrook put up last season in his MVP run, Greg, just staggering.
And you figured his numbers would get a bump, but I don't think anybody could have expected this guy to average a triple-double. I mean, arguably the most impactful superstar in the league. And still varying opinions out there of what Andrew Wiggins can and can't do. But one thing that's indisputable, he's an incredible scorer. Whether it's half-court transition, he can flat out fill it up in a hurry.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And Wiggins, his young career just getting better and better at scoring, Greg, while increasing his workload.
Yeah, and very few scorers can do that, especially from that two-guard spot. Wiggins has that special talent where he can flat-out carry an offense. Scary to think that this is a kid who is just scratching the surface.
And both free throws good for Wiggins.
You know, you think about Wiggins, drafted number 1 overall a few years ago. So many high expectations, and to be fair and honest, he's met most of them.
Now here's Adams. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Here's Grant. Back to Abrinas. For 3. Rebound, Minnesota. Outside, Jones. Pass to Jang. Jang, a screen. Wiggins kicks to Jang. And he banks in the layup. Jang's got his first 2 points.
Kevin, a big guy with an emerging skill set. Jang ruling the paint there. Nice play.
Felton kicks to Grant. Here's Eustace. Dishes to Adams. Over Jang. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And as you would expect, Steven Adams has grown into a larger role with this team. Really came in as a guy who could defend and rebound, but starting to become more of a factor within their offensive framework.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
Free throw good, Adams. And Greg, with Adams, he hasn't just been given more opportunity to display what he can do on offense. He's earned it.
You hit it right on the head. And, you know, as an example, a guy that was a bad free throw shooter, all of a sudden he became respectable because of his work ethic last season. Much more nimble in the paint than most would think. Just good awareness, and he knows when to pick his spots.
Growing up, Clark, you were Mr. Basketball USA, a national ranking. Be truthful. How dominant were you in high school in Cleveland, Ohio?
I was a really good high school player, considered one of the top 2 or 3 in the country in 1979, which was actually perhaps the best high school class ever. Documented by many who follow the game: Isaiah Thomas and Sam Bowie, James Worthy, Ralph Sampson, Dale Ellis, Terry Cummings, Dominique Wilkins. I could go on and on. A terrific class, and I was considered at the top of that class as a high school.
Crawford against Felton. Crawford right side over Felton. No good from 11 feet. Thunder trailing by 4. Here's Abrinas. Got a piece of it. Crawford outside. Jang high post. Outside, Jones. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Crawford missing again. Oklahoma City's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Crawford against Felton. The pass to Abrinas. Screen by Adams. Picked him clean. Muhammad against Grant. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and it'll go to the line. Steven Adams picks one up.
Boy, the thick body and explosiveness of Muhammad makes him a hard guy not to foul.
For Minnesota, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. I just love what Muhammad can do, Clark, for a team coming off the bench. Always looks to attack the basket, and when he is locked in, can function as one of the better 6 men in the league.
Yeah, you know, for some guys, Kevin, being a rotational player off the bench is a hand-in-glove fit. And I think Muhammad falls into that category. I mean, you can give him a start if you needed to. He's not the best defender, but you love what he brings on offense, particularly if he's coming off the bench.
Here's Abrinas. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Felton against Crawford. Felton can't get it to go. Timberwolves leading by 6. Muhammad, the pass to Jones. Chang, a screen. Jones kicks to Crawford. To the middle. Looking for Chang. He gets it there. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Felton kicks to Grant. He feeds it to Carmelo. Oklahoma City moving it around, and the shot goes down. Felton's got his first points in this one.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Felton against Crawford. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Minnesota shooting their 7th free throw attempt here.
One shot.
You know, the last few seasons, the Timberwolves assembled a terrific young core. Now they're ready, I think, to take that next step forward, adding veterans like Butler, Teague, and Gibson. I think they're ready to win right now.
Now here's Anthony. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
Now here's Crawford, following the miss by Carmelo Anthony. On the wing, Jones, covered by Anthony. It's Bielitsa, and he can't extend the lead to double digits. Anthony kicks to Abrinas. The 3, and it is good at the buzzer. Wow!
And money to end the quarter there with the triple.
They knew exactly what they wanted to do right there, Greg, and the timing was right on time.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves, with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. The defensive work they've done against Paul George has been a big factor. He hasn't done anywhere near the kind of damage we expected. Back right after this. And a guy who seems to improve every season, Jimmy Butler. He spoke with us about one of his biggest surprises.
It's crazy because I never thought that anybody would be preparing to guard me night in and night out. But they do. I have to learn to cope with that and still find a way to be successful on both ends of the floor. And it's a learning curve for me also, but I'm figuring it out.
And hard to doubt the dedication of Jimmy Butler. He's found a way to overcome obstacles at each important point along the way.
You know, he's a self-made player, and if Butler can stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Timberwolves?
A lot of success from mid-range so far for them, guys. If nothing else works, they can always fall back on the jump shot.
And also like the attack off the bounce. I mean, they're taking the initiative here in terms of getting into the lane and forcing the defense to collapse.
On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. Crawford out there with Jones. Then there's Shabazz Muhammad. Then it's Gorgui Dieng. And it's Bjelica in at the 4. Outside, Jones. The dish to Muhammad. Dieng with a screen on Grant. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Jones has got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Timberwolves. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, analytics has taken over the NBA, but Minnesota coach and president of basketball operations Tom Thibodeau says it doesn't tell you everything. He said analytics can measure a lot of things, but it's very difficult to measure drive. The magic is in the work. Kevin?
And Tom Thibodeau makes a good point, D.A. Analytics is certainly helpful, but it doesn't capture everything. Anthony, no one around. Offline with his 3.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, he has been, and he's got to find his stroke because he's holding back his team as a result of his poor shooting.
That pushes it to double digits. Dieng's got 6.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Now here's Felton over Jones. Count that 1, and the Minnesota lead has been cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Raymond Felton. For Minnesota, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Jones dishes to Dieng. Screen by Jones. Crawford against Felton. Bjelica with the bucket. And the Timberwolves lead by 11.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Here's Abrinas. And the rejection by Dieng.
And this is something you'd like to see more of from Dieng, given his size and wingspan.
Jones, no luck.
That's smothering defense. Chicken and gravy defense, not giving him an inch there. That's how you guard the inside. Yes, sir.
Now here's Anthony. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And Gorgui Dieng is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
And the Thunder making a change here. George is checked in, and then for Minnesota, Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Bjelica. Butler comes in for Jamal Crawford, and it's Teague in for Tyus Jones. Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City, Andre Robertson, he's checked in for Alex Abrinas, and Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Raymond Felton. Timberwolves also changing it up. Gibson comes in for Gorgui Dieng, and Andrew Wiggins is subbed in for Shabazz Muhammad. Now Gibson. Paul George missing from long range. Butler passes to Towns. Puts it up from 12. And that one comes up a bit short. Thunder trailing by 11. One thing that Tom Thibodeau can be dependent on as a coach is giving his star players a lot of minutes. In fact, in Chicago, Clarkson criticized him for doing that. Others praised him for it. But the fact of the matter is, if you're a team leader, he expects you to be on the floor a lot and produce a lot.
Yeah, and that's part of the job. Hey, when you get right down to it, if you're one of the best players, you've got to show up and do your job all the time. And you look at players who've played under Thibodeau. I mean, he's had the league leader in average minutes 3 times in his career as a coach. Said himself that he expects his guys to get used to what star players do, which includes a lot of minutes. No excuse for that kind of defense. I'm positive they're upset about that.
Outside Teague. Wiggins against George. Back to Wiggins from downtown. That's basket number 2 with his 3rd shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
An excellent score off the dribble. Wiggins starting to excel in the catch and shoot game too.
And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
And Gibson now top the key. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Back to Teague. There's the screen. In the corner, it's Wiggins. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Wiggins has got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Timberwolves. Westbrook dishes to Adams. It's George on the wing. Good on the bucket. George has got 5 points now this quarter.
Boy, I tell you what, the touch that George has on these interior shots, that's something to see. I mean, he's very comfortable down there in the low post.
Now here's Teague looking for his first basket still in this one. Pass to Towns. The tray. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Teague with a clean look. No good on the quick three. Thunder trailing by 10. Here's Roberson. In the corner, George with it. 6 to shoot. Count that one. George has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Oklahoma City.
Well, I liked the first quarter he had. I mean, and I'm loving the second quarter even more. Playing with a lot of momentum right now.
Now, here's Butler. Gibson with the screen on Anthony. Wiggins passes to Gibson. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Nice assist there. Typically attacking with the scoring move. This time, Wiggins attacks with the pass.
And the NBA has had coaches who are as legendary as any player. With that in mind, Clark, who is your pick as the greatest coach of all time?
Man, I can't even begin to have an answer for that one. There's some guys that jump out, though, when you think about that list, who would be on it. Greg Popovich for sure. Phil Jackson would have to be included on that list. Red Auerbach. Chuck Daly for the way he was able to manage his players. Pat Riley, you'd have to consider him as part of being on somebody worthy of that list as well. And I'll even go back a little farther and throw Lenny Wilkins in the mix. I thought he was really good with a number of different teams that he coached.
And clearly, Billy Donovan wants to talk it over. And here now the Thunder. They trail by 11. Now Westbrook. He's got 11. Anthony with the screen on Teague. There's the pick. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And when you watch Russell Westbrook play, he's one of the most competitive players in the NBA.
And with the way he attacks the rim and plays with just no abandon, I mean, this guy is no joke. Absolutely wills himself and his team to just do things that few others can, and relentless from the first quarter to the last whistle.
That's good from Westbrook.
And Russell Westbrook is as explosive a guard as we've seen in the history of the game. An incredibly gifted scorer who can also punch it on you.
And so Westbrook makes them both.
And really the past few seasons, the Thunder have just been a dominant team on the glass. They do a great job of limiting second chance points, and they get a lot of extra possessions with their own offensive rebound.
Towns. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. That's 10 points for Karl Anthony Towns. Gibson against Anthony. He kicks it to Westbrook. There's the feed to Robertson. Here's George. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. You look over the roster of the Thunder, and it's easy to see why they're such a great rebounding team. 1 through 5 can come up with 10 boards on any given night.
And those rebounding totals usually translate to wins for this team. Very rarely do they lose a game when they're having their way on the glass. The goal at the end of the night is to play the bully in and around that painted area.
Westbrook against T. Westbrook kicks to George. Over Wiggins. Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut down now to just 9 on the basket from Paul George. Now here's Teague looking for his first basket still in this one. George against Wiggins. Gibson setting a pick for Wiggins. Elbow shot is on the way. Offensive rebound. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Outside for George. And here's Westbrook from the arc. Oklahoma City gets it back. Here's Anthony. Knocks down the 10-footer.
Well, you got to respect the jump shot of Anthony because he's got the ultimate green light. And because of that freedom, he's a dangerous guy on the perimeter.
Now here's Teague. Outside Butler. Gibson the screen. Wiggins outside. To the inside. Taken away by Anthony. Outside, George. Screen by Adams. George dishes to Adams. Screen by Adams. Robertson can't hit.
Can't get more open than that. No idea how he mistimed that mid-range shot. Maybe he was too open.
Towns a screen on Westbrook. T kicks to Wiggins. Towns against Adams. Towns down low. Great positioning on the putback.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Westbrook against T. Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut to just 7 on the basket from Russell Westbrook.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
Now here's Towns. He's got 12. Wiggins passes to Gibson. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Adams has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Westbrook against T. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. That one is on Towns. And Clark, if you're a player on a cold streak, either in a game or over a couple games, does that tend to stay with you and get in your head?
You know, it's been so long since I played, Kevin. I would like to think that it didn't with me because the games came so fast. You're playing 3, 4, 5 times a week. You don't have time to loiter on a good game or bad game because the next one is on top of you. So I typically was able to get on to the next play within a game and to the next game after the prior game.
The free throw drops for Russell Westbrook.
And guys, this is the way to stay in the game. They're doing a masterful job from the line. Perfect this quarter.
Grant, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Felton comes in for Roberson. Minnesota also making some changes. Jang, he's checked in for Gibson. And it's Muhammad in for Andrew Wiggins. And so he makes both from the line.
And you have to like the way he's attacking the defense, drawing fouls and getting himself chances at the line this quarter.
Now here's Teague. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game, and they pick up 2.
I mean, the mid-range jumper of Butler is impressive as he continues to get better from here.
So here's Westbrook. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. Here's George, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one is on Towns. Well, one thing about Paul George, outstanding length for a wing. Clark, he's listed at 6'9", but he's grown since he came into the league, hasn't he?
Yeah, we've had debates about that because I'm about 6'8.5" or so, and I kind of look at him eye to eye, but he feels like he's taller than me, so we'll go with PG on that one. But he's also added some muscle, too, Kevin, and that's helped him at both ends of the floor. He's a lot stronger and able to play through contact as a result of it.
You throw good, Paul George.
And team-wide, they've been terrific from the line here. Just one of those nights when the confidence has spread from one player to the next.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Abrinas is checked in. Minnesota also with the sub. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Shabazz Muhammad. And George drops them both.
I love the complementary aspect of this group now. You know, you've got the young talent, but you've brought in some veteran leadership here for the Timberwolves. The duo of Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns kind of gave the confidence to them to go out and acquire a superstar in his prime like Jimmy Butler.
Boy, he's holding his team back. Really a hindrance. Can't make a thing. He's way off today.
Adams outside. George double teamed. Felton goes in. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Towns has got 6 rebounds now in the game. And Greg, the core of this Timberwolves team is Wiggins and Towns. And, you know, rarely do you get to see 2 #1 overall picks team up early in their careers.
And how about back-to-back years, no less. But I consider Jimmy Butler kind of a foundational piece as well. He's in the conversation for the best shooting guard in our league.
Eustace comes in for Oklahoma City. Tyus Jones, he's checked in for Minnesota. Abrinas with the bucket.
You know what, didn't find a very good shot on that possession, but still able to get 2 points.
Timberwolves leading by 3. Crawford outside. Kicks to Butler. Zhang a screen. And Jones has it in the corner. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. The Timberwolves have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. Bielitsa, who's checked in for Butler. Both shots good from the stripe.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Felton kicks to Adams. Towns with the steal. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Here's Crawford. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. And it's 7 points for Jamal Crawford.
Yes, he did. Having a big who can locate the open man the way Towns does puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
And so it's Minnesota heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Andrew, what do you like about the way the team's playing so far?
We're competitive right now. We're going after. In our possession, we're going hard.
We'll see if that continues in the second half, Andrew. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
The first half in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ken Smith. Welcome back.
Ken,
as we break down the action. The first half was all about Karl Anthony Towns. He had 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist. And Shaq, what do you think about what we saw from Minnesota?
Well, Kenny should appreciate this. I love the ball movement. They were in sync as a unit, and their assist numbers were impressive. Anytime you get 5 players working together like that instead of one guy doing it alone, it's always going to be a boost. That's the primary reason they're in control of the game.
Kenny, what was your takeaway on Oklahoma City?
they need to break it down And I look at the individual areas that they're struggling, like they're getting pounded. I mean pounded, Ernie, on the boards. That's a hustle stat.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, everyone. You can see Chesapeake Energy Arena there in the background as the cars stream down I-40. Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game. He has been everywhere.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, I liked how they took the initiative. They were really locked into what they wanted, not letting the defense dictate their shot selection.
The second half just about to get going here. Minnesota leading by 7. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Paul George is out there with Anthony, and it's Adams in at the 5 spot. That's Billy Donovan's 5 as we get going here in the second half. Towns, no luck.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Did a good job guarding the mid-range, extended out nicely, and definitely bothered the shot.
And it goes down 2 points. Anthony's got the first basket of the second half. That one for the Thunder. And here is Teague looking for his first basket still in this one. Gibson setting a pick for Teague. High arcing shot. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Anthony's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Anthony with the screen on Teague. Westbrook kicks to Anthony. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Well, you could feel the clock ticking for Melo's time in New York, and this offseason, it finally ended, Greg.
Yeah, and for a team like this to add Melo to the mix, what a blessing. I mean, Melo still has a ton of offense to offer, and hard to add a player so skilled as Melo for practically nothing.
One shot, gentlemen.
That free throw good from Anthony. And beyond his ability to shine on the basketball floor, you have to commend Carmelo Anthony's effort, Greg, to get NBA players and other athletes more involved in making the world a better place.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done, but guys like Melo see what is beyond the world of basketball. He's spoken out as well as done the legwork of being active in his communities, and a lot of charity work for Melo. It's just nice to see the maturation process play out.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Karl Anthony Towns was voted by GMs last season as the player they most want to build a franchise around. But he is not resting on his laurels. He said, "I work hard on my game. I want to be the strongest player, the most intelligent player, and the most skilled player on the court at all times." Kevin?
Thanks, David. That work ethic will definitely help Towns get better. He's already a dynamite player. Towns, the screen. Outside Butler. Takes the 13-footer. Westbrook pulls it in. Westbrook's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
You know, sometimes rest can do more harm than good. It certainly looks that way for them. They've been cold coming out and have yet to find the bottom of the net.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. T kicks to Towns. Another miss by Towns.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
To the wing on the left. Westbrook against Butler. Here's Adams, and he uses the glass on the layup. Adams has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Teague dishes to Wiggins. Passes to Butler. Towns the screen. shot to stop the run. Butler, no good. The Thunder leading by 4. Here's Roberson. He dishes it to Westbrook. And that one, good. Westbrook's got 19 points.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
He's forcing shots offensively, hurting his team in the process. He needs to trust his teammates more.
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Towns sets the pick for T. Fires for 3. He's off on that one. So the Thunder will take it the other way. Westbrook against T. From 17 feet out, here's Adams. Some solid defense from Butler. Timberwolves trail by 6. Teague with the ball. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Butler goes in. And that's going to be a travel. Now the Thunder with it. They've gone on a 13-0 run. Westbrook passes to George. Back to Westbrook. Great D that time from T.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter.
Towns, the screen. T kicks to Towns. Back to T, over Westbrook. Kept alive, Minnesota. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Thunder.
They've been penetrating with a certain amount of ease, guys, just as much in this half as the first.
You know, they've also been very good from the free throw line. I mean, that's been a very important part of what they've done today.
Greg, you watch the Thunder play, and it's clear that this team comes out looking to attack. Everyone on the team wants to put it on the floor and go right at the rim.
And part of that is their leader, Westbrook, just setting the tone. I mean, team finished near the top in points in the paint last season, and the addition of Paul George just helps to enforce that strength.
Now here's Teague, following the miss by Russell Westbrook. Teague kicks to Towns. Shot clock at 5, and the officials call a traveling violation.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
And it's Oklahoma City's ball. They're on a 13-3 run right now. George with the screen on Teague. Screen by Adams. Here's Anthony. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound.
You know, it hasn't been his night, but his team still leads, so that's encouraging.
Teardrop shot. Gibson controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Yeah, and how about the stick-to-itiveness on that possession? Stayed with it, didn't give up until the ball was in the basket.
Westbrook kicks to Adams. Here's Roberson. Screen by Adams. Here's Roberson, defended by Butler. Adams' shot is good. And Minnesota has possession. A 3-point spread on the scoreboard. T kicks to Butler. Feeds to Wiggins. Gibson setting a pick for Wiggins. Shot off the screen. And the shot no good, a bit short. For Oklahoma City, they've gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. George, no good. Timberwolves trail by 3. And Wiggins gets it to go on the assist from Gibson. Wiggins has got 12 points in the game.
And that's a nice play. Under duress, Wiggins staying aggressive, sinks the contested shot.
Here's Westbrook. The putback. It's good on the putback. And the Thunder lead by 3.
Great job of crashing the offensive glass. He stayed with it. That's hard-nosed, tough basketball.
Towns sets the pick for T. Baseline try. The Thunder pull it in.
It's just been a brutal outing for him. He still hasn't managed to make a shot, and the team is struggling because of it.
Minnesota shooting 43% for the game. Butler kicks to Gibson. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 3 assists now in this one.
And I like the decisions Butler makes with the ball. He's a solid passer and really has a nice feel for how to get his teammates open and clean looks. He just threw that possession away. Hopefully he learns from that and doesn't make the same mistake again.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Eustace is checked in for Anthony. Grant comes in for George. And it's Felton in for Roberson. And a change for the Timberwolves. Crawford's checked in. Now here's Crawford. He's got 7. Gibson the screen. Crawford drives in. And that misses. That would have put him up.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
Here's T. Following the basket by Raymond Felton. Crawford outside. Back to Towns. Pass to Gibson. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And Greg, you wouldn't expect it from a Coach Thibodeau team, but defense was an issue for the Timberwolves last year.
And the Wolves brought in Butler to help with offense, but more importantly, his defense. And Butler, familiar with what Thibs likes to do on both ends of the floor, has the leadership the team needs, particularly on the defensive end.
That's good from Gibson.
Taj Gibson is a solid role player, really one of the best we have. A good rebounder and defender with a soft touch from the mid-range and can score without having plays called for him.
Alex Abrinas is checked in for Russell Westbrook. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. And both free throws good from Gibson. The Thunder with the lead. Outside, Felton. Adams' shot is off. They've got the opportunity to get the lead back.
And they've been waiting for this chance all game long.
Teague dishes to Jang. Crawford outside. For the lead. And Adams sends it back. Fast break, here they come. Here's Abrinas. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
It's his first trip to the line.
Two shots.
And that one misses. Good on the second free throw. Now Teague. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Gibson with the screen on Felton. Teague kicks to Wiggins. For the tie, Gibson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. So far, he's hit all of his shots at the foul line, going 4 for 4. And the first one drops. And it's tied up with that one. And the Thunder with the possession here. Outside, Felton. Dishes to Adams. There's a good screen. Lets a floater go, and it's finished off by Grant as he lays it in.
The superb work ethic of Grant. My, what a nice, soft touch inside.
T kicks to Zhang. Crawford outside. Inside. Here's Gibson, and it's Gibson finishing it off.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
And so here is Oklahoma City after the basket by Minnesota. Count it, good. Grant's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
Crawford outside. Gibson setting a pick for Crawford. Takes it from 10. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. In the corner, it's Felton. It's stolen by T. Here's Wiggins. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Wiggins has got the game tied up here for the Timberwolves. And Jeff Teague coming over to the Timberwolves in free agency. Greg, the team felt he was the perfect fit.
You know, and it seemed for a while the Wolves had wanted to kind of mix things up at that point guard position. And you knew they had someone in mind when they dealt both Rubio and Dunn in the offseason. Teague was their man all along.
Now here's Crawford after the miss from Raymond Felton. Crawford passes to Teague. Crawford kicks to Wiggins. Lock at 6. Gibson. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
And the pass to Abrinas. 40 seconds left to play in the third. Wiggins against Grant. Adams sets the pick for Grant. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Grant's got 6 here in this quarter.
Resplendent release on the floater. When executed correctly, it's a beautiful, effective shot.
Crawford kicks to Wiggins. Gibson with the screen on Grant. Here's Wiggins. Got it. Good job in the low post. Wiggins has got 16 points.
Surveying the defense, Wiggins makes a good decision. Little floater over the top. That was the ideal shot for that circumstance.
There's a good screen. Felton kicks to Grant. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. He's got 9. This game has a lot of character here in the third period. 6 changes of the lead here.
Intensity is the theme for this one.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. It's the Thunder up 1. We've got more in store for you right after this. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Exert yourself by being disciplined and focused on the right stuff. All right, good job. Oh, let's go. All right.
Words of praise from Billy Donovan asking them to stay locked in, make good choices.
Yeah, and when all 5 of these guys are on the same page, great things tend to happen. So let's see if that continues.
All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. Wiggins at small forward with Gibson at the 4. Teague out there with Crawford. And it's Towns in at the 5, roaming the paint. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. The Timberwolves trail. Now here's Teague. Out to the right wing. 9 feet out. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Towns has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Timberwolves. And so it's Oklahoma City with it. Felton dishes to Adams. Pass to Abrinas. Oklahoma City moving it around. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Jump shot is good that time. And the Thunder lead by 1.
And Melo's jumper is pure. You feel like it's going in every time he gets a clean look at the rim.
Crawford, no one around him. Off target from outside.
Early on, he tried to shoot his way out of this funk, but later in the game now, he might want to just give it up and look for his teammates to do the scoring.
And stolen by Wiggins. And here we go. Wiggins heading to the hoop. And it's Wiggins with the jam.
Scoring barrage from Wiggins. Aggressive, focused. No one's been able to hold him down all night.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Now here's Felton. He feeds it to Adams. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Towns has got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. This one for 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. And that's now 17 points for Karl Anthony Towns. Thunder trailing by 4. Outside, Felton. The dish to Anthony. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And, you know, Carmelo Anthony is a special player, guys. A bulky, small forward with a quick trigger release, an elite scorer.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Minnesota.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
Well, they've also really been down in with their jump shot. I mean, they have not missed much from mid-range today.
That free throw good from Anthony. A different look for Oklahoma City. Paul George, he's checked in for Grant. Andre Robertson comes in for Alex Abrinas. And Russell Westbrook subbed in for Raymond Felton. Butler, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Towns, the screen. Butler passes to Towns. Towns is doubled. Outside Gibson. 5 on the clock. Here's Butler. Unable to get that one. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way.
And I love how his teammates have stepped up for him. He's struggling, but they're ramping it up and getting it done this quarter.
Drive by Adams. Screen by Adams. Here's Roberson. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. And Anthony with the basket on the assist from Roberson. Anthony's got the game tied up here for Oklahoma City. For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. T kicks to Butler. The feed now to Towns. Adams, some nice D.
Now that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
Now, here's George. After the miss from Karl Anthony Towns. Over Wiggins. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Now here's Towns. He kicks it to Wiggins. Back to Towns. Over Anthony. Another miss by Minnesota. Thunder have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Westbrook with it. Picked up by Teague. Robertson dishes to Westbrook. Double team on Westbrook. Screen by Adams. Here's Robertson to take the lead. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one is on Towns.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the free throw is good. Now leading by 1. He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
And you can sense that the pressure might have gotten to him a little bit, but he did do enough to put them in the lead.
Shots good from Butler.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
Greg, no question about it. They found a nice rhythm from deep.
And here's Westbrook. After Jimmy Butler made that last three-pointer, here's Anthony. That shot is off. Great D that time from Gibson. And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
And Teague has it in the corner. Kicks to Towns. And good that time. Now it's a 4-point Timberwolves lead.
Nice play inside. The refined footwork really separates Towns from most other young bigs.
Now here's Adams. Back to Westbrook. Outside, George. Just 5 on the clock. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. 16 points for George.
And George is really comfortable from outside. I mean, he's got a high release point on his shot, which makes it very difficult to block.
Now here's Butler, down low. Here's Towns. The kick outside to Butler. Towns down low, covered by Anthony. Towns is doubled. And so it's Minnesota with it. 4 on the shot clock. Teague for 3. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Oklahoma City trailing. Westbrook kicks to George. Shot is good off the back rim and in.
George doesn't mind taking advantage of every chance to knock down the mid-range jump shot.
Outside Butler. Trying to find Towns. Gets it to him. Basket, good. Boy, right down to the wire here. Still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for the win.
Now, here's George. Adams sets the pick for George. Jumper off the screen. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got 8 rebounds in this game. And here is Teague. Towns sets the pick for Teague. From downtown, that doesn't go in either for Teague.
And what a struggle it has been yet to convert a single shot from the field.
Westbrook passes to Roberson. Here's the teardrop. And Westbrook with the nice bucket inside. Westbrook's got 21.
Man, you got to admire how easily Westbrook takes over games. I mean, an offensive juggernaut who is tenacious when it comes to scoring.
Now here's Teague. Towns with it. Taken away by Anthony. Here's Roberson. It counts, and the foul. Towns, and so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Minnesota.
One shot, gentlemen.
And the free throw, no good. Timberwolves trail by 3. Outside Butler. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Wiggins has got his 5th assist in this one. Thunder have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the 4th and even 50%. Westbrook kicks to George. Anthony against Gibson. In the corner, it's Westbrook. Double team on Westbrook. Just 5 to shoot. Really left alone that time. Roberson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Efficiency has been the hallmark right now down the stretch. He is making the most of his opportunities.
Teague dishes to Wiggins. Passes it to Butler. Gibson the screen. On the wing, Wiggins, defended by George. And that one's good. Wiggins.
Close game, big score. Wiggins embracing the challenge.
Here's Roberson. Adams sets the pick for Westbrook. The 17-footer. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Jang a screen. Teague the pass to Jang. He dishes it to Wiggins. And Wiggins throws it down.
Able to finish through contact there, Kevin. Wiggins with the broad shoulders and excellent body control. Nicely done.
Westbrook kicks to Adams. Screen by Adams. Outside Anthony. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Way to work the glass. Buffet style. Second chance buckets. They can make a big difference.
Butler sets a screen for Teague. Butler kicks to Wiggins. From 11 feet away. And no good that time. And it's Oklahoma City the other way. Here's Roberson. Feeds it to George. Right side Westbrook. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. 23 points for Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, nice unselfishness by George, zipping the ball to one of his guys as soon as he sees him open to get the shot off.
There's a screen. Left side Butler. The step back jumper is good. Butler's got it all tied up now for the Timberwolves.
And Butler, no stranger to these pressure situations. A big-time gamer who knows how to take over on key possessions.
Now here's Westbrook. Out to Anthony. Beyond the arc. Bangs home the trifecta.
And I love seeing Anthony come up with big plays in these moments because his team is depending on him to score, especially when the game is tight.
Here's Teague. Here's Wiggins. That's short off the rim. And I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
Yeah, smart move.
Yes!
Hey, when you got a player like George, in these moments, you turn to him. He knows how to deliver in the clutch.
And the Timberwolves call time here. They're trailing by 5. There's 42 seconds left in the game. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. Well, during the break, I heard Tom Thibodeau as he talked with the team. And even though they're down, he was confident. He said, look, guys, I've got all the confidence in the world in you. We've been down this road before. You know what we need to do. Kevin, let's see if they can overcome this deficit.
40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so it's Oklahoma City with it, leading by 5. George double-teamed. Here's Roberson. Rebound by Jang. Absolutely critical chance right here.
They need this one to go their way.
Teague can't hit.
I wonder if switching baskets really threw him off. I mean, because he can't get anything to fall this half.
Shooting 2.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game.
Good work at the line to stretch that lead out a little bit.
And the Timberwolves call time here. They trail by 7. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, what do you think?
Yeah, this has been rough all the way around. I mean, coming in with high hopes and then just now trying to finish the best they can.
Well, Greg, this one's clearly over. This is done. But hopefully they can find some momentum to carry into the next game. You know, on defense, even on an inbounds play, you can't leave three-point shooters alone on the perimeter. They paid for it there.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Yeah, but Greg, they didn't really have
gentlemen,
another
two
option.
shots.
I mean, I thought they did
Two
a nice
shots.
job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. Second one is good, hitting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game. Outside Gibson, back to Teague. A three-pointer, Wiggins. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding you.
Agreed. I mean, when the defense is right there, you got to move the ball, make the extra pass. That's a case of a poor shot selection.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's an 8-point game. Jones. No good. So it's Oklahoma City picking up the win. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where is your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that. Keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.